This is a huge deal. Letitia James, Attorney General of the state of New York, may be on the wrong end of the law.
James tried to prosecute the now President Trump in his second term. I just want to read a couple things. Criminal referral, then a response from James's office here in New York. James, for both properties listed above, this deals with real estate now, going back decades, really, appears to have falsified records in order to meet certain lending requirements and receive favorable loan terms, all right? Her office responded by saying the AG James is focused every single day on protecting New Yorkers. Specialist administration weaponizes the federal government against the rule of law and the Constitution. She will not be intimidated by bullies, no matter who they are. The issue here is what property she owned and whether or not she owned it, whether or not she was married, and whether or not her father was involved in all this. Without going into the weeds of the details, this stems from a case in 1983 and the year 2000. That's a minimum of 25 years. Someone had to do some digging to find this. Am I right about that?
Yeah. Bill, the most I know about the case, I just learned from you. I saw it on breaking news this morning. This case was sent to us from Bill Pulte. We have not seen it. I inquired right before I walked out here. No one in my office has read it yet. We haven't looked at it. Of course, we'll be reviewing it. You just told me more than I've heard about it so far.
Hey, we aim to please with some breaking news of our own. Indeed. All right. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
I'm focused. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University.
Yes, Letitia James is melting down like never before. I didn't know that she can be this hurt. When she was doing this to Trump, it was normal. Now, something similar she did. When you take a look at this, Letitia James, the one who sued Trump for fraud, is now being looked at for fraud. She signed a paper saying she lives in Virginia while still working as New York Attorney General. Which fun fact, if she didn't move, that mortgage fraud, if she didn't move, she's not allowed to hold office in New York. Okay, when you look at the whole situation, she knows that this is wrong reason. She is now, blowing up on social media. Oh, I was trained in this. I have this. I'm fully ready. Let's see the end result of this.
Speaking of the law, the Trump administration referring New York Attorney General Letitia James for possible prosecution over suspected, get this, fraud over a mortgage on a house in Virginia.
Todd Pyro joins us now with the details. Todd?
Good morning to all four of you. Remember that song from the 90s, Things That Make You Go, This is that. The Ingram angle obtaining documents from the Federal Housing Finance Agency accusing James of, quote, falsifying records in order to meet certain lending requirements and receive favorable loan terms. Now, here is what she's accused of doing. 1, listing a home in Virginia as her primary residence in 2023 while serving as New York's top prosecutor. 2, James reportedly also listed her father as her husband on mortgage applications. And 3, the Federal Housing Finance Agency says she bought a 5-family home in Brooklyn, but misrepresented the same property as only having 4 units in building permit applications and numerous documents. Now, this, of course, is a role reversal of sorts for James. In 2022, she won a $454 million civil fraud judgment against President Trump and the Trump Organization, stating he falsified business records and misrepresented his net worth. That case currently on appeal. James frequently sat in the courtroom throughout those proceedings. No love lost between the two, as you can see in some of these pictures. President Trump reacting to the new accusations against her, writing on Truth Social.
Yes, when you take a look at what Trump sent out, Letitia James, a totally corrupt politician, should resign from her position as New York State Attorney General immediately. Everyone is trying to make New York great again, and it can never be done with this wacko crook in office. When I remember when this case between her and Trump was going on, the way this lady was making on social media like a hero, releasing videos, putting out some kind of ridiculous statement, we have to get him. Now, look at this. That is why before you take up a decision to go after someone on things that you can't really even go further to prove, Be careful. Yeah, because this is bouncing back on her like never before. I'm watching to observe the end result of this. Take a look at what she said on this clip.
My mission is clear. I'm focused. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University that overturned legal segregation in this country. I've been taught in those classrooms where Thurgood Marshall once taught. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you. We're standing up for you. We're fighting on. We're not going down silent. Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2 until a speaker by the name of Hakeem Jeffries comes to bring us some rest. Come on, ladies. It's up to us. We saved this democracy before. We'll save it now. Let's go.
This is a huge deal. She got a second house in Virginia, and then in applying for a mortgage for that house, she had a lawyer to whom she designated power of attorney declare that it was her principal residence. They allege that she did that because you get a better mortgage rate when you say it's your principal residence, because banks think if you're going to default on a mortgage, it's not going to be the one of the house in which you live. So if you fall on hard times, you're more likely to default on a second mortgage, like a beach home or a secondary thing, than your primary. And that she, knowing that this was not her primary residence, obviously she's in New York and she has to be, lied. And that you can't, having your power of attorney lie is the same as you lying. There's absolutely no distinction legally. So they're saying she did that. Then they're saying she had a place in Brooklyn that she was going to get a special mortgage for as long as it has had 4 apartments or bedrooms or less. You could get a lower rate if you had 4 bedrooms or under. Or I can't figure out whether it was like one of those townhomes where everybody has their own apartment or whether it's a dwelling that has actual bedrooms for a family, but it's irrelevant. The point is you get a better mortgage rate if it's got 4 bedrooms or less, and this place had 5. And they're alleging that she wrongfully declared it had 4 over and over, once again, to get a more favorable mortgage rate. And then on top of all that, and this is truly bizarre, they are alleging that a long time ago, when, I don't know how old she was, but it was 1983, they're alleging that she and her father signed mortgage documents that stated they were husband and wife. This is an earthquake. This woman devoted years of her life in the past 5 years to bringing down Donald Trump.
I always say Donald Trump has a real genius for bringing out the lowest qualities in his opponents. You look at how the Democrats have turned on all of their own values the minute they suspected Trump of supporting them, whether it was standing up for the working class or standing up for free speech or standing up for women, as you point out all the time, Megyn. They simply will not ever cease or hesitate to retreat from their own values if they think Donald Trump may be representing them. But here we have something even more delicious, which is that it was revealed that the person attacking him for all of these trumped up, ridiculous charges, who went after him for the pure sake of going after the political rival of the Democrats because he was more popular than the Democrats, that she was herself allegedly engaged in the very things that she was pretending he was doing, which he was not actually doing. It is just chef's kiss, Megyn, because it is such a parallel for the Democrats who accuse Donald Trump of being a threat to democracy while themselves undermining democracy. They accuse him of weaponizing the law while themselves weaponizing the law.
Yes, I have never celebrated something like this in my entire life. This is what I have been waiting to actually see. I know Democrat will get up, oh, this is what we said, Trump will be going in there to revenge, to do this. I've seen a lot of people saying this is what they voted for. You can't tell me that this lady will not go down. This is big. Yes. when I look at how the Democrat took this, and I just enjoy the fact that this is started very early. Yeah, not about going late during elections period, things like that. Starting now is the best time. They never had time because they wanted Trump not to run. So to prevent him, they came with different things at the same time to pour on him, to demoralize him. But it didn't work out. He was there in court, going to campaigns. That is what we witness. So at this time, even it takes how long, we are there to observe the end result of this. I'm enjoying the start of this, and I want to see how it's going to end. When I look at people's opinion, right now, Democrats are confused. They don't even know what exactly to do. Yeah, Trump is tackling them here. Oh, the next day, Trump administration is here. So at the end of the day, they don't even know one particular thing to follow. This one want to pop on social media. The next day, another thing is surfacing. So you can see what is happening here. The guys they're exhausted. Yeah, that is just what I can say at this point. They are exhausted. Because if they want to follow all through what is happening, since Trump became president till date, Democrat can't even survive because what he is doing is taking them unaware. Now we are talking about Letitia James. They're no more talking about this issue of, oh, Trump deported this person. Those few are still singing that as a song. Now this is a new one.
So this is well-tread areas for the Justice Department. As for James, if we apply the Letitia James standard that she created, there'd be little question here. This seems pretty straightforward. What the administration is saying is this was not her principal residence. In fact, as a New York elected official, she had to say that her principal residence was in New York. This was an out-of-state residence. But also, they claim that in some of these forms, she actually states that her father is her husband in order to file as a married couple. So there's a lot of those questions. And as you know, the Supreme Court just stated earlier in March in a case called Thompson that they want to see knowing false statements under sections like 1014, not just misleading statements. These are misleading statements. Either it's your principal residence or it's not.
Or it's not.
Either you're married to your father or he's your father.
Most of the things at the faculty lounge that Identity Left wants, 85% of them, I want to. We'd like to expand opportunity to people. We'd like to expand people that have health care. We'd like to do more to help.
What we have to always do, regardless of who you voted for, you still got to pay your rent. You still got to take care of your kids.
NBC News.
Thank you guys who has been there sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. If you see any clips after this, that is just for the YT algorithm.
The only one it could be is Bernie Sanders.
We are moving in the direction of oligarchy.
Elon Musk tweeting this video ahead of the rally with clips of Sanders discussing threats of oligarchy more than 30 years ago.
Well, Elon, you're damn right. That's what I've been talking about.
As you know, 12 days ago, I just wanted to report.
It would be hard to think of a more elegant way to...
How much is enough money?
Rating, and that would ordinarily...
I know better than anybody. Forget about...
Wish the
and
a lot of people who didn't vote.
And finally, new rule to those on the right.
Isn't exactly getting...
But hoped against hope. Brad Schimmel, that has included Elon...
Everybody hated Trump in this presidency. How does it compare to his first presidency?
Okay, I guess we'll just have to let him rot in a prison, even though he didn't...